Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB. Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell is extremely talented. That's never been in question. But we've seen him struggle a bit when games and situations get more pressurized. Prior to last season, that was in the playoffs in general. Last season, he had an excellent first 2 rounds, but then struggled versus the Nuggets when he was played off the floor defensively. He's a player who, in my opinion, has always had all the tools to be an impact player both ways. But it's really come down to his own focus and level of energy on the defensive end. In the offseason, we've seen that increased focus and effort. It started firstly with D'Lo at exit interviews talking about some of the things he needed to work on, but he didn't go into much detail. I think part of that is because he wasn't sure if he'd be back with the team or not. But after being signed, he's been extremely honest and accountable about what he wants to work on. For example, he spoke very candidly on the Nuggets series and the fact that he was played off the court defensively and how he can't let that happen again. And we've seen him really improve on his defensive focus and effort in the preseason thus far, whether it's checking Chris Paul full court, being a lot more engaged and using his strength and length and IQ far more actively, similar to how he does on the offensive end. Further, he gave a player that he models his game after, or wants to model his game after, and that player was current Boston Celtic and former San Antonio Spur, Derek White. Derek White's a player who will do whatever it takes for the team to win. Doesn't matter if he's a starter, off the bench, whatever. And he contributes on both sides of the ball and does whatever the team needs from him. He's a prototypical Spurs player. It reminds me of a quote from Spurs coach Greg Popovich. He was asked what types of players they look to draft, and he said players who have gotten over themselves, who don't have that ego. They just want to win and will do whatever it takes to win. That's a really good insight into D'Lo's mindset. Last but not least is the relationships that D'Angelo has been building with his Lakers teammates. Firstly, he's been working out with AD and LeBron in the offseason. And then another example is his very, very close-knit relationship with Lakers guard Austin Reeves. These two have seemingly been really close since day one. D'Lo's always been hyping Austin up, been his biggest hype man, and that relationship's only gotten tighter now. For example, Austin gave a great example of a quote from D'Lo that he told him that good comes to good. Those relationships really do help build chemistry and camaraderie, and that leads to better basketball. And we saw that at the trade deadline last year when you brought in these new teammates, and just the much more chemistry and family vibe that created and how that led to a better team. I think you're really gonna see that even more so now after this training camp. And combine all these things, I really think you're seeing D'Lo take that greater level of responsibility, accountability, and humility, which will take his game and the Lakers to that next level.